can feel it right
Yes,
here.
I can.
A little bit.
Okay. Thank you.
I thought you wanted to be an ice cube.
Yeah, I do.
An ice cube.
An ice cube.
Ice.
He's got an accent.
I didn't know he was German.
Yeah. Ice cube.
Oh, man. So you want to do Memento first?
I don't know how German. I don't know how to say German.
You just said German.
You just said German. What are you talking about?
I don't know how to say German. Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, Brayden.
What?
Did you see Spider-Man yet?
Yes.
What?
I've seen all of them.
Even the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
When Vulture and Spider-Man were fighting.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, huh?
Hey.
How'd you feel about... Oh, yeah?
What?
Go ahead.
The social issues of Peter Parker dating a black girl.
What did you think about that?
I don't know that.
Do you think it was okay?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Great.
I don't know what that was.
Very, very progressive, Brayden.
What?
It's very progressive of you.
Taylor and Alan talking about movies. They may be best friends, but they always disagree. Taylor and Alan, I seen that.
What?
Freaking smacked the phone out of my hand. I told you to be aggressive.
Progressive.
Progressive. All right, get out of here.
He doesn't speak German or English, apparently.
Yeah. Did you see it already?
Yes. Yeah, we went and saw it when it came out, the day it came out.
What were your thoughts?
Oh, it was okay. I think my expectations were too high.
I think mine were too.
And it was fun. It was a good one.
It beats the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And
I think
Spider-Man 3.
I think it's the best one, at least the best made one. I probably enjoyed the original one more, but that was because I didn't have so many other superhero movies. Yeah. But I felt like this one was kind of right in the middle. You know, like if you lined them all up on a scale of 1 to 10 of like the best and the worst, this is going to be like number 5. You know, right in the middle. It wasn't anything like amazing, but there was nothing terrible about it. They didn't do anything awesome, but they also didn't do anything awful.
I think he is the best Spider-Man character.
Yeah. I
think he played a good Spider-Man, but I still love Spider-Man 2. I don't know. It's going to be hard to beat.
See, maybe I need to rewatch that. I know a lot of people like it.
No, because
at
this point it's too late. I've probably overhyped it, so your expectations are too high.
It's not just you. There's like a ton of people who love that one the most. But when I saw it, I did not like it, and I don't know if I ever rewatched it.
It's weird because we watched it not even that long ago, and I realized I was like, it's a lot of the dialogue is terribly cheesy.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, maybe this isn't as good as I thought. But like the story itself, I thought was still really good.
Yeah, it was. What I didn't like was Doc Ock about the second one.
Yeah, I still like Doc Ock. I like his storyline, but I noticed that a lot of the dialogue between Doc Ock and Spider-Man was pretty bad.
Yeah. Are we is this just an episode on Spider-Man Homecoming now?
Yeah.
When did you see it? Did you take Brayden to it first, or did you see it before you took him?
No, we went to see it on last Sunday.
Oh, okay. What'd you think of the after credit stuff?
So there was the prison scene.
Yeah, which
the captain thing.
Yeah, so the prison scene was, I think you have to like really know the characters to appreciate that. Like I had no idea.
I knew that it was setting up someone. I just didn't know, so I had to go look.
Yeah. I guess it's
But
Scorpion.
Scorpion, yeah.
Uh,
I know of Scorpion. I don't really know that much about him. I definitely wouldn't have guessed that he was Scorpion.
Yeah. Well, I
Have
just
you watched Better Call Saul?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's who I kept thinking of. I'm not caught up. I still have like 2 more of the latest season.
Okay, but you know who the guy is.
I know who he is. Yeah. What's his name in the Better Call Saul?
In Nacho.
Nacho. Yeah.
Say Nacho Vargas or something like that.
But
I think he's a great character.
The actual post-credit scene, because that one's a mid-credit scene. I got in an argument with my wife about this, and she did not appreciate my need to be exact. But yeah, the after-credit scene.
The one with Captain?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I don't know. It was whatever.
Yeah. I
like that they had Captain throughout the movie.
Yeah, that was funny. I think the after-credit scene
PSAs
with Captain America will be funny, or was funny, until they do an actual earnest after-credit scene for the next movie. If they do that, then it's going to be like, okay, well, you made fun of everyone for sticking around, and yet you're still having people stick around.
Yeah.
Like, the after-credit stuff was cool back with Iron Man, the original stuff, when they're like teasing the Avengers and teasing all this other stuff. But there's not really anything else they can tease right now because everything is laid out.
Yeah, there's no surprises.
Yeah. Like if they didn't have that, it was like 2 years ago now, I think, where they laid out like Civil War and Doctor Strange and Black Panther.
The plan.
Yeah.
I think that was 2014 or something.
Yeah. If they didn't do that, they could have been using the after credit scene to tease Doctor Strange, to tease Black Panther, to you know what I mean? Like instead of they kind of blew their wad all at once.
Yeah, because I don't remember which movie it was, but
did you just say I don't remember?
I probably did. I don't remember which movie it was, but there's the after scene with Agent Coulson when they find Thor's hammer. And at that time, I had no idea that they were making a Thor movie. I was like, what? It's Thor.
Yeah, that was it Captain America?
Was it Captain? I got into an argument with like 3 people online who they were trying to tell me that it was like someone else. I'm like, are you serious? No one else has that hammer. Come on, that's Thor all the way.
Wait, they
were trying to tell me it was some other character.
Back when it happened?
I remember yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like recently.
No. So then I remember going on the Wikipedia page for whatever. Okay, we're done.
Go ahead. You went to the Wikipedia page.
For whatever movie it was, Captain, and I was like reading because it kind of started to make me doubt myself. I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong. And I went, and like it was also listed as some other character. I was like, what? I was like, this is weird because I could have swore that was Thor's hammer.
Yeah,
and then
go ahead.
Keep going.
I was just gonna say, so Iron Man's after credit scene, the first one was Nick Fury.
It was Nick Fury, yeah.
Then they did Hulk, the Hulk movie with Edward Norton, the Incredible Hulk, and the after credit scene with that was Tony Stark in the bar with the Colonel, I believe. Then the next one was was it Iron Man 2? Was it Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2?
It might be.
Then Captain America, or was Captain America before Iron Man 2?
I think, you know what? I'm not sure. Iron Man 2, I think, came out in 2009.
I'm just going to look up that Thor after credit.
Well, either way, whatever movie it was, I went to look, and even in the Wikipedia page, it talked about that after credit scene. And it being someone else, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I was wrong. I felt stupid for arguing with people like so violently. And then, I don't know, however much longer like later, the Thor trailer came out. I was like, I knew they were doing Thor, and I went back to the Wikipedia page, and it had been changed to Thor. I was so mad. I was like, I want to go back and revisit my argument with these people, but it was gone.
So it was Iron Man 2. It wasn't Captain. Iron Man 2 teased Thor.
Okay.
Then the
Yeah,
Thor
that makes-
movie came out. And then Captain America came out.
Okay. That was a really weird sequence of. I was like so sure because like when I was like, oh, I was telling Chris, I was like, oh, it's Thor. I was like, it's gonna be cool. And then people were like, no, it's not. It's some other character.
No, they were saying
Yeah.
it's not going to be cool. They knew
Oh,
who
is
you were
that what it
talking.
was?
Yeah, and they
damn.
were right. Thor was the worst. And that's probably my least favorite one. The original Thor.
The first Thor, it's. I don't mind it, but it's boring.
Yeah, it's very boring. I don't even think I finished it. I think I fell asleep watching it.
But have you seen the second Thor?
I don't think so. I don't think
That one's really good.
That's
It definitely was a major step up.
That's what I heard. I need to go back and
Because
watch it.
I wasn't super excited to go see it. I was like, I mean, we'll see it because it's a part of all this, but
Mhm.
whatever. And then I remember, I was like, oh, I remember. I was like, this is pretty good. And now I'm super excited for the third one.
How do you feel about it being so built upon each other, each movie kind of requiring you to do homework to see the next?
It makes me wish I just knew these things, but
I just
I
mean
don't-
like if you go and
I don't
see,
mind it.
it's kind of you can't really like start with Iron Man 2 or start at Civil War or something like that. You kind of have to appreciate it. You have to go back and watch Iron Man, and you could probably skip the Incredible Hulk, but like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like you almost all of them are built upon each other so much that if you miss any of them, you miss a big chunk of the overarching story.
Yeah.
And I liked it initially when they started doing that, but now I feel like they've gotten too far ahead of themselves to where every movie is a trailer to the next movie. There's no like end or like a satisfying like conclusion to any story because it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, but there will be that at the end, presumably. And maybe it'll feel even better because it's the conclusion of like 50 movies.
Yeah, it's just hard to stick in it. Like if that's
The
the
only
case,
thing-
if they land it really well, and it's worth watching all these movies, then that's awesome.
It's going to be hard because it is going to be such a juggernaut by the end.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know how you end it, but as long as I don't have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get anything, fine. Because that's the one thing that I tried and I did not care for.
yeah. I heard it got better towards like season 3 or something like that, but I couldn't get through the
even
first
finish
season.
the first episode.
Oh no, I
We-
watched
I mean-
a few, but it was so boring.
We tried, and I was bored, and I was like falling asleep. And essentially, I was just mad because I wanted an Avengers TV show.
Yeah. Well,
So
saying all that I did say about how none of the movies seemed to end, I felt like Spider-Man actually did a pretty good job at being its own enclosed story.
it doesn't rely on the other movies.
Similar to how the Netflix stuff is, where it's a part of
Yeah.
the world, but it's separate. Like,
Uh-huh.
even though he interacted with Tony Stark and all that stuff, his story was kind of outside of the Avengers storyline.
Right.
And so they were able to like have an open and close, even though it's obviously set up to make more. The story
You can watch it
concluded.
alone and not watch any of the other ones.
Yeah.
And you won't be missing anything.
Yep.
At least for the first movie.
Although the beginning, if you didn't see Civil War, the beginning would be kind of weird. The vlog
That's
that he
true.
does,
Yeah.
but that's just a creative choice, not a story choice. You know what I mean? Like it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I had fun, but it wasn't the best movie that I kind of anticipated. The same with Logan earlier this year. I went into it.
I loved Logan.
Oh,
I didn't go into it with that much.
I liked it a lot, but I went into it with the idea like this is gonna be the best movie of the year, and I had a similar like anticipation for Spider-Man, and I was just like, that was good, but not nearly what I expected. And that part of that's my own fault, but part of it is other people's fault too. They build it up
Yeah,
so
true.
much.
Yeah.
That's kind of what made me hate The Walking Dead was the fans. All the like the Talking Dead The Talking Dead is probably what ruined it first. I was like, oh, this isn't that important. Like, to have a whole extra hour to focus on this, and then
It's insane that it's not like a 30-second like recap thing, and it's an hour-long show.
Yeah. Well, they have, well, I think so. The Talking Dead kind of planted the seed, but the fake Glenn death like really fertilized the seed of hatred I had for that show.
Which fake Glenn death?
The one with the dumpster.
The dumpster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that was
that was maddening.
Because on the Talking Dead, I watched the Talking Dead after that episode, and Scott Gimble, the showrunner, was like, "Who knows?" or whatever he said, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is just stupid." Like, if the Talking Dead wasn't a thing, that wouldn't have been as bad.
It was like they built up they made the show, and that scene specifically, just for the Talking Dead.
Yeah.
Do you still watch Walking Dead?
Nope. I didn't watch. So I watched the first episode of the A season of this last season and the last episode, and then I didn't watch any more of the next.
That's a weird gap.
Yeah, well, I started it in Thailand, and then when I went back to California for that trip back in December, I went over to some people's house, and they were having like a Walking Dead party. So I watched the mid-season break finale, whatever. That's stupid. I can't stand it.
Was it very confusing?
No. I mean, I read the comics up to that point, or beyond that point. And so I knew the overarching story pretty well from the comics. And so I could piece it all together. I knew who Negan was. I knew what was going to happen. I wasn't surprised. So I think I must have watched the next. When did Glenn die? When did he actually die?
That first episode.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I watched that, and then the end of the next one was Daryl escaping or something like that, right?
Oh, okay. So yeah, the mid-season one, not the actual finale.
Not the actual finale. I haven't seen that. I don't really care to either. Maybe one day I'll go back and watch
it's interesting.
it. Yeah. Well, then I knew Ezekiel was coming, and I was not interested into seeing how they were going to bring Ezekiel to life, because that was a terrible part of the comics, I felt.
I like the tiger aspect of it.
Yeah, that was the part that was stupid.
You don't like the tiger?
No, well, I like The Walking Dead because it always seemed grounded, but the
dead bodies coming back to life?
Well, that
grounded in
the
reality.
The character's reaction to that.
Yeah.
You know, the way they handled it, and even though it's not really, it always felt somewhat grounded, but it was just too much. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm starting to find myself kind of like, I'm not like super excited for it anymore.
Yeah.
But I know I'm going to keep watching it just because I have to see what happens.
Yeah. You don't.
But
I found out. I quit, and my life has probably been better for it.
Well, there's only been one show that I've finally been able to kick and not watch anymore, even though it took like 8 seasons, and a freaking Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that's when I quit early on. We watched like the first 3, and we're like, this show's not that good.
We watched the first 7, but even by then, I was like, I should have quit 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
and it's still going, so it's some kind of weird juggernaut of a show that I don't get because it's not funny anymore.
Well, it's just brainless, which is ironic because it acts like it's so
smart,
high concept, but it's just.
I was gonna say I had the same problem with 2.5 Men. I mean, the reason I quit wasn't because the quality; it was just because it wasn't funny with Ashton Kutcher anymore.
Yeah. Well,
but I think there's two. Watch Roseanne. there's the same problem where it really drops off in the last couple seasons.
Mm.
And I realize these are all made by the same guy.
They're remaking Roseanne.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Which is, I don't get. But, okay.
I think I realized that with comedy,
all those shows are made by the same guy.
Yeah.
And he always has really good ideas,
mm-hmm.
and then they just fall off.
What I was saying was I realized with comedy that there's two different stances on it, and one is it's funny because the person telling the joke understands the topic so well he can like break it down like real cerebrally. So that was an awful way to say that word. Like Louis C.K.
Cerebrally?
Cerebrally.
Cerebrally.
Yeah. Like someone like Louis C.K. or I don't know, whoever, right? Someone who like can break things down really well. Or there's the comedy from ignorance where you don't understand it and you're like, haha, look at that, that's stupid because I don't understand it. And I feel like that's what, 2.5 Men is, or The Big Bang Theory is like, oh, no one cares. We're just gonna point and laugh and people are gonna join us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, anyways, back to
the fact that you have laugh tracks still drives me nuts.
Yeah. Well, that's all a psychological thing.
I know, but it's opposite on me. Whenever I hear laugh track, I'm like, oh, this probably isn't that funny, and they have to try to make me believe it's funny, and not just let me think it's funny on my own. So I hold it to a higher standard. But anyways.
Back to Spider-Man.
Yes.
What did you think
will lead to Memento
about the Vulture?
I liked the Vulture.
Yeah.
I liked Michael Keaton in general. Thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. I was a little distracted knowing that he was Batman and Birdman, and now he's playing his third
character.
Foul FOWL superhero.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And so that was just kind of goofy, but it wasn't. It was just distracting for me personally. It wasn't bad. He did a good job as the character. It was just his history distracted me a little bit. But
so did you see it coming that he was that girl's dad?
No, but it also
I was so close.
It didn't matter.
It wasn't like a huge spoiler, like a plot twist. But I probably 10 minutes before that reveal, I thought that he was going to be the dad of that other girl, the weird one.
Yeah, MJ.
Yeah, I was convinced because she liked to do her drawings and doodles or whatever, sketches of people. And the very first scene of the movie was he was talking to that dude and with the picture that his daughter had made of the Avengers. And so I was like, oh. I told Chris, I was like, I think that's going to be his daughter, the girl, because it was when she was drawing someone in detention or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I like to watch. I like to draw people in crisis.
In crisis, yeah, that's right. And then 2 minutes later, it was the other girl. I was like, so close.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the MJ thing reveal was weird because it's not actually Mary Jane.
Right, it's Michelle.
Yeah, well, it's not even going to be. Well, I don't know if Mary Jane is going to be in the movies, but it was the director's like, yeah, it's not really a Mary Jane. It was just kind of a nod towards the fans, but it just seemed kind of pointless. Yeah,
I agree.
But overall, I really like the movie. I think Tom Holland is definitely the best Spider-Man. I liked how he was awful at it.
Yeah, like a kid would be at being awful at being a superhero.
Yeah. Did you think he was 15, though? Did you believe that part?
Yeah, I could buy that he was 15 or 16 or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, I felt like high school was believable, but when they said he was 14 or 15, I don't remember exactly which, I was like, oh, that's too little. But
what sold it for me was how annoying he was towards Happy.
Yeah.
I was like, I could buy that he's just like a kid.
Yeah. I like that they brought him back.
Yeah, that was funny.
What's his name? He's a director. He directed
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau. Yeah, he directed the original Iron Man.
I think he did the first two.
Yeah, and then
he did the Jungle Book.
well, he did Chef before that, which was
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
so they say, or I heard that Chef is kind of a it's his story about because in Chef he was a high class chef, and then the restaurant wanted him to kind of go against his thoughts and how he wanted to do things, so he quit and did a little small budget thing like in a food truck.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of his response to the Marvel Studios like really dictating how he was making Iron Man 2 and all that type of stuff. But I don't know if that's true, but it is interesting.
I thought he did a good job. I think
I didn't like Iron Man 2. Iron Man 1 was great. Iron Man 2 was awful.
I just think Iron Man 2 had a weak villain.
Yeah. But
I didn't care for that. The writing of it.
Mostly the movie.
Yeah.
What else happened in Iron Man 2 other than the villain?
And this is true. That's it. No, but I think he's a good director. Like I said, he did the Jungle Book. Have you seen that one?
I did. It was all right.
It was pretty good.
I'm kind of jaded towards kids' movies now, having seen so many with my kids. I'm just like, well, I can't. I just know I'm going to end up watching this 100 more times in my life, so I can't enjoy them.
Yeah, that's true.
So if Spider-Man Homecoming is on, what are you doing? Are you going to watch it, change the channel, leave the room, make some popcorn?
Wait, did this turn into a podcast?
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning.
Oh, you were joking.
Well, I mean, we've been talking for 27 minutes.
I thought this was the pre-podcast.
The roll up before the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all the intro to Memento podcast. Yeah, I'd probably watch it again.
Yeah, I think
Another thing I was going to say was I like that they made like a new character for his friend, and they didn't try to pull in like Green Lantern and Harry Osborn. And
yeah,
I'm kind of bored of those guys already.
Green Goblin. Green Lantern is from DC.
Yeah, sorry, Green Goblin. I'm also glad they didn't bring Green Lantern.
Yeah, I think he is a comic book character, but
well, I mean, he's a new character though.
To the movies, yeah.
He's fresh. He's pretty funny.
I felt like Spider-Man he got caught 3 times, his identity. Plus Tony Stark knew who he was. So 4 times.
Yeah, he was not very careful.
No. And I felt like his spider sense should have warned him that someone was in the room. So that I
almost feel like he didn't really have a spider sense.
Well, he does. They even said he does. They just didn't focus on it because the other movies were so heavy, like doing all the slow motion stuff. But I felt like he should have been aware that Ned was in the room. He should have been aware that Aunt May was home. Like, why was he getting changed with the door open? That didn't make any sense. I think with the Ned thing, he was too distracted, and his spider sense was not strong enough to warn him. With the other one, I don't know. He's just a dumb kid. I just felt like it could have been. They could have done it different somehow. Like maybe Ned is in the room and finds the suit or something like that instead of seeing him. I don't know. It's fine. It's just it was a little too convenient.
It was. I agree.
But no, it was good. I liked it.
Wait, who was the third person?
The Vulture. He figured it out in the car.
Yeah, that's just because he's a super genius.
Yeah, ish.
No, I just mean it wasn't like
it wasn't Peter being stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of
figured it out.
I mean, it was all kind of Peter's fault, but that one was the most believable. But also, I feel like how many other people should be able to figure that out based on the same facts?
I always feel like they should just be able to figure it out based on his voice.
Yeah.
Especially because he's like always saving people that he knows directly as Peter Parker.
I did like
Someone should be able to
the
figure it out.
intimidation or the interrogation mode or whatever when he had like that super deep
Oh,
Batman
yeah,
voice.
that was funny. Yeah. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good. I would
It
recommend
was a
it.
good movie.
I might see it again in theaters. I don't know.
I won't see it again in theaters, but I'll watch it again when it comes out.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe I'll feel different.
Well, spontaneous podcast over.
Sometimes we just accidentally have podcasts.